has been 7 months since I've done a vacuum collection update. And let me tell you, most of these are new. I got so many new vacuums in the past 7 months. So we're going to briefly explain all of them. And yeah, so we're going to start over here. These are all parts. This is hoses. And this is a 1921 Invincible vacuum made in San Francisco. It had a foot switch. It's very interesting. I don't have much to say about it. I got it for free off Facebook. This one I carried home on my bike, and it was free at a yard sale. It had green paint on it, neon green, which tells me that they were running it into green furniture, which I find very weird. This is my Rainbow E2 single speed. It needs a motor. This was from one of my great-grandma's friends, I want to say. This is my Recar 8955. This one needs a brush roll clutch. It's burning through belts. It's just being very, very frustrating. This one was my aunt's. She bought it from our local vacuum cleaner dealer. Okay, let's get this off. This was my grandma's Oreck. I don't know the 20-something model number, but this was her Oreck. She got it in 2003 when her Hoover canister burnt out. This was in her vacation home in the desert, and the motor was just so bad. Every time I used it, it was loud and smelled like smoke. So it got a new motor, a new switch, a new cord, and a new bag. So this thing is basically brand new. Works great. Over here, you can see my Filter Queen DX something. That was off Facebook. It is very beat up, but I don't have a Filter Queen, and I adore canisters. So this is my Kirby G6. I got this from my local thrift store, which very, very rarely has any good vacuum cleaners, and I got this for only about $30. It's my best rebuild on a G-Series Kirby that I've done so far. I'm very proud of it. Now, if you like Kirby's, this is the section you're going to love. Almost all of these over here are Kirby's. I'm pretty sure this is the oldest one, so we're going to start with this. This is a 518 that I got off Facebook Marketplace. The lady who I got it from, her mother was a Kirby dealer, and she sold so many Kirby's in a week that she got her very own. It runs well. It definitely has a little bit of drag on it because I put a little too much grease in it, but it still runs very well. This is my other 518, which is slightly newer. It looks much better than this one. It's been fully redone by me. It's almost all original. Yeah, this is my Omega from 1969. I love the color scheme on here. This is a replacement bag. I got this one off Facebook as well, actually. This one was the guy's mother's. They lived in San Francisco, and they got rid of their Kirby just recently when the mother passed away. This, I guess that's not in the correct order. This is my Tradition. This one came out in 1981, I believe, because it has the special speed selector switch. I'm going to be honest, I can't stand that speed switch. I think it's ugly. I think it's horrible. I would much rather just have a regular, clean, good-looking Tradition. Next, we have the Kirby Heritage 2. Probably one of my favorite Kirbys of all time. I got this one online when I was very young, and I have just recently fixed the mTOR. That mTOR has been broken since I got it, so it's got a new life on it, and that's probably the vacuum cleaner I've had for the longest. This is my Kirby Legend 2. This is a thrift store find. I got it for very, very cheap, because the guy just thought it was old, no one would want it, so he marked it down for me, and I had a $2 off coupon. So that one works well. This one's extremely rare because it has a shakeout bag, and it's just in great condition. It's a little sun bleached back here, but it's wonderful. And the final Kirby for today is my G4, which I got from the same store as the Kirby G6. It works wonderful. It is beautiful. Nothing much to say about it. Let's move on to our Electrolux machines. So this is the first. This is an Electrolux Olympia from the 1979 or 80. You know what? Just for you people, I will check. Let's have a look. This is listed 19. Surely those aren't the same year. I'm looking. Yeah, I see nothing. I'm gonna guess that one's 79 to 80. And this one is 1982, I believe. This one's a silver Super J. My bad. This one I just got yesterday. It works well. The motor carbons, I've seated them in. It still has a bit of smell. I don't think the bearings are the culprit, because this one, the bearings are silky smooth. It's possible, but I think it just needs to run, and the bearing brushes need to seat, and that'll work well. Okay, now we're going to do hoovers. I don't have a lot of hoovers, so we'll make this brief. This is my Hoover Dimension Supreme that I got probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. I need to get myself a upholstery tool for it, which I'm sure I have laying around somewhere. It works well. It's supposed to have Z bags in it, but Hoover A bags work just fine. It's got very, 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 very worn commutator, but it still works well, and it's got good bearings, so this is a very nice machine. Got it from the local thrift store. This one was from a thrift store in Nevada, and this one was local. This is a Hoover Elite Energy Efficient. I thought this would be a Kmart model because it was blue. Turns out it's just a regular old blue Elite. For some reason, in my area, blue Elites are very popular, specifically this model. I don't know what it is, but people just love these. I'm going to zoom in a bit. This is my Eureka the Boss Superlight. I got this one out of the trash. I didn't do anything to it, really. I just took the motor brush assembly apart and cleaned that, the bottom motor power thing. It's pretty loud. It's a bit of a screamer, but for being almost 25 years old and being a budget vacuum, it's it works very well. You can see there's a Buster Bee bag that I rubber banded, and that actually makes it work very well. This was my great-grandpa's Dirt Devil Jaguar vacuum cleaner. This one was from Walmart in, I think, the 90s to 2000s. This is a very early one. This one has a very yellow dust cup, and when I first got it after he had passed, that dust cup always frustrated me, and I can never get it to look nice. Okay, back here, we have my Dirt Devil Dynamite. When I was very, very young, I saw one of these on a review on YouTube. This thing fascinated me. I thought it was the cutest little vacuum, and I needed to have one, and I begged my mom for one, but we looked for one, and they were discontinued by the time that I wanted one. And we went to the thrift store for the first time, not the thrift store, we went to a thrift store, pretty far away from us, actually, for the first time, and they had that and I was so happy, and my mom, she was happy too. This Eureka I actually got on Mother's Day, the blue one. That one was a heat of the moment, spur of the moment sort of purchase. After Mother's Day church, I popped into my local thrift store because we were getting donuts, and it was next to the donut store, and I saw this little guy, and it was marked down, so I bought it. This one has a sleeve bearing motor, which I find very interesting, and it doesn't work the greatest, but I always thought these were the coolest little vacuums. Over here we have my Eureka Super Broom. This is a mid-90s version, and it is in pristine condition, wonderful condition for its age. I'm shocked it's still holding up. When I got this thing, it was brand new, just out of the box in a thrift store. So I always loved how nice it looked. Right here is my Bissell Easy Vac. This is just a straight suction model. It works well. I got it off Facebook Marketplace because it popped up, and I knew that they were, I guess, rare at the time. I was actually sick the day I got this, and I felt sick on the way back, so I remember washing the filter and just being sick for the rest of that week and working on this while I was home from school sick. That one is from the 90s. I'm still zoomed in. Gosh. This one is a Bissell EasyVac Power Brush model. The Power Brush, I found this one at my thrift store. Not local thrift store, but thrift store kind of far from where I'm at. I saw this one. I knew they were rare, and I got it, and I love it. It works great. Definitely not the greatest. Well, I guess it works good for being a $30 stick vacuum that's 20 years old. But yeah, okay. We're going to move on to the Rainbow over here. This is my only Rainbow that works currently. This is a Rainbow E2 Black, I believe. This one was one of my most difficult repairs. All the repairs that I used to find difficult, I figured out when I take them apart, I will get it together and I will get it working. It will just be difficult. And that's how this one was. The circuitry, you have to remember where all the wires go, and you got to line everything up. There's no screws, and it just doesn't feel right. This one, the bottom bearing is not the greatest. I did grease it, and I greased the top one, and I ran it for probably 20 minutes in air purifier mode, and that did not help at all. So that needs to be replaced, but I guess it doesn't really do anything but become loud and annoying because these don't have carbon brushes. They're brushless motors. So that's nice. Filtex Central Vac was from Owen Perkins. My Black & Decker Dustbuster, which I'm currently getting a filter for, I've had it for 3 years. It's the longest I've had one of these Dustbusters new, and it's very abused, but it works surprisingly well. Okay, these are my favorite vacuums that we're getting into right now, the Royal vacuums. This is my Royal display. I always said, if I was a vacuum distributor and they still made Royals, that is almost all I would distribute. Anyways, this is my Royal, I want to say 4000 series. I don't know the model number. I polished this thing to perfection. You can see it's dusty, but it looks really nice. That's the longest I've ever polished a vacuum. It took me so freaking long, and the result was just beautiful. This is the hose that goes to it. Apparently these hoses are pretty rare and hard to find for these. So yeah, shoot. This is the brochure that comes with the vacuum cleaner. I really want to find one of these so I can have kind of the trio. We'll put that right there. It used to stand up great without the hose, but it's kind of hard with the hose in the way. Okay, anyways, this is my Royal Prince that my local vacuum store owner gave me. He gave it to me because my other one, the sleeve bearing, was bad, and he felt bad, and so he gave me two. Well, I guess he gave me this one, which made me get two. And I was so happy, and this is my favorite hand vacuum ever. I love it with the bottom of my heart. Okay, we're almost done. This over here is I have so many vacuums stored in here. This is my Royal Dirt Devil Sweeper I got while I was on vacation with my grandma. I did have to tape the handles together, but it's really an interesting vacuum, or sweeper. It works well, and I fully disassembled it and washed it, and it turned out really nice. Apparently these are rare as well. Okay, we have one more carpet sweeper, and then we'll get into hand vacs. This carpet sweeper was from an estate sale of a house that I've always wanted to go into. And it was a very interesting estate sale. He had a Shark and a Hoover, T-Series rewind plastic wrap sort of thing. So this was there. They wanted $5 for it. I probably argue. Well, I didn't argue. I bargained with this lady for a solid minute, and I got it for $4. And she was mad that she wanted me to break it. That she had to break my 20, and she was like, "You could have just said 5." And I said, "I'm sorry. I'm cheap." And she laughed and she said, "Oh, this was my grandpa's. It was beautiful." And I just love the looks on this. This one will probably be displayed in my room at some point. Okay, I'm gonna put this one away. I wish I had a 4K camera so my stuff could just look nice. I'm gonna move this Royal. Excuse me. This is so inconvenient, but I want you to get the full. I have been looking for this. When I said all the vacuums in my shop, I meant all of them. So I'm not gonna be stingy. Okay. Here, oh gosh, is wiring harness for G-Series Kirby. Okay, let's go. This is kind of my assorted stuff. These are power nozzles, 2 rainbows. Do I only have 2 in here? Well, that makes it easy. This one is my Hoover brush vac. This is the longest time it's taken me to get a belt for a vacuum cleaner. I got a belt from an eBay seller. They sent a Hoover Elite belt. I messaged them back and forth for 3 days trying to explain that I knew a lot about vacuums, that even if I put the Hoover Elite belt in warm water, it would not fit this vacuum because the belt they sent me was for an upright and this is a canister. And they finally sent it to me, and I got a free Hoover Elite belt out of it, but it took me like 3 weeks just to get a darn belt for the thing, so I'm still definitely a little salty about that. This is my Royal that I got from the same thrift store. I got the 2 G-Series Kirby's. This one has a bad bearing, so it rocks and it smells like ozone when you run it. So this thing gets a run about 5 seconds per month. So I don't think it's going to be burning out anytime soon. So yeah, that is that is most of my vacuums out of my collection. I probably have 5 or 10 scattered elsewhere. Thank you so much for watching if you stayed this long. If you want anything at all that is more in-depth, or a rebuild video, or really anything on any vacuum, if you comment it down below, I will make that video for you. And as long as I have the vacuum, I will make the video for you. Any vacuum. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you watched this far.